O Shri Ganesha, you are the beginning and the end. Please bless us in the morning.
Shri Mataji, Queen of Light, O Holy Virgin, glad and purest one.
Shri Mataji, Queen of Light, O Holy Virgin, glad and purest one. Shri Mataji, Queen of Light, O Holy Virgin, glad and purest one.
Heaven's golden gates and issue forth.
Unlock heaven's golden gates and issue forth.
Awake the dawn as
Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining us again. We're very happy to be sharing our 4th day of the first week in Sahaja Yoga's meditation series. It's very nice also again to see the familiar names, and for any new people, welcome. If this is your first time, we hope that you have a great session today. So also if you're new to the program, my name is Sadhna and I'll be your host for today. I hope that you've all enjoyed the meditation so far, and hopefully you had some time to trial maybe having a few minutes of meditation in the morning yourself, and maybe sort of trying some of the techniques at home. I would really encourage you to use this as an experiment and see if it makes a difference to how you respond to everything during the day. So if you haven't done so, I would strongly encourage, maybe perhaps tomorrow you can spare 5 minutes in the morning before you go to work, sit down, maybe even just do some quiet breathing, maybe do the balancing or part of the realization process that we've been going through every day. And I'll check in with you tomorrow to see how that goes. So let's get into today's session. Today we have Kartikeya with us, who has quite an in-depth knowledge of the techniques of Sahaja Yoga, as he's been practicing since childhood. Kartikeya will take us through a short realization process, and that will really help to establish our foundation of meditation. Then he'll be talking to us about the past, present, and future, and how this links to the 3 channels within our subtle system. Kartikeya will also go over a couple of the techniques of how to balance our left and right channels, as well as show us a talk of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. So let's get to it. Hi Kartikeya, how are you?
Hi Sana, thanks, good. Yeah, so as you know, my name is Kartikeya and I'm based in Melbourne. And as said before, I've been meditating from quite a young age. So I grew up through my parents teaching me different Sahaja Yoga techniques. And yeah, I've sort of come to, as I've grown older, I've come to realize the real benefits of doing meditation, especially in my everyday, day-to-day life. And also, it's more of a growing process. So you see how it changes you through the day-to-day of aspects of life, but then also in a whole range of aspects in terms of your personality. It changes your personality, your attitude towards things in life, and how you approach different situations, how you see them, and you can actually, you find that a lot of people from the outside tend to see a big difference within you, and they're more interested in things like how you've changed and how you've grown into this more subtle and more calm, and I guess in terms of feeling the joy as well, like showing that as well in your face and in your emotions and how you feel. And that's really what it is about meditation, and establishing this meditation within us is feeling that joy and calmness within us, and being able to sort of express that through our day-to-day life. And I hope that you can feel that, and if felt that in previous sessions as well. So today I'll go through the realization process again, just for any of those people that have joined us recently. And it's always a good thing to try again as a group together, to see the difference of how you felt from maybe when you tried it at home by yourself, and how you felt with us together. So for those who have joined us recently, we'll go through a few affirmations. So this is a process of the self-realization, sorry. And we'll say a few affirmations and placing our hands on different parts of our body. And this will help to awaken this energy center within us, this Kundalini energy, which is based at the bottom of our spine, sacrum bone. So we can start off by keeping our hands open flat. So through this meditation, we'll be keeping our hands open like this, just facing up on palms upwards like that. And we'll start off by placing our hands just where our body meets our hip on the left-hand side of our body. Then we'll place our hand just left of our belly button, so on our stomach, just on the left-hand side, just sort of below our rib cage. Yeah, So there's a little slide you can see maybe on the front that'll help you to assist. Then we'll place our hands on the left side of our heart. And then just where our neck meets our shoulder on the left side, you can bend your head slightly to the right. Then placing our hand across our forehead, and you can just lean your head a little bit forward. Finally, you just stretch your palm out and place the palm of your hand on top of your head, just at the center. And you can apply a little bit of pressure and gently rotate it in a sort of clockwise direction, just around like this a few times. So along with these actions, we'll say a few affirmations. And while this, you can keep your eyes closed. If you're having difficulty remembering where to place your hand, you'll just see you can follow the slides there. But we do, recommend that you keep your hands open and keep your eyes closed. And we can start off by taking a few deep breaths, slowly breathing in, holding it, and slowly and gently releasing it. Again, breathe in slowly and deep. Again, release. Now we can place our right hand on the left side of our hip, where our body meets our hip. This energy within us is a nurturing and loving energy, like our mother. So we can call this energy as mother. We can say, Mother, I am the pure knowledge. Mother, I am the pure knowledge. We can move our hand up, just below the left side of our rib cage. And here we say, Mother, I am my own master. I am my own teacher. Then we can move our hand up to the left side of our heart. This is where our spirit resides. This is the true essence of our being. And here we want to connect with that pure and innocence. We can say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Then we can move our hand on the left side of our neck where it meets the shoulder. And you can slightly turn the head to the right. Here we can say, Mother, I am not guilty. I am not guilty of anything. We can say this as many times as we want. Mother, I am not guilty. Now we can place our hand on our forehead. And here we can say, Mother, I forgive. I forgive everyone and everything. And I forgive myself. If anything particular comes into your mind from your past or any future thinking, just say, I forgive. And lastly, we'll place our hand spread out, palm, top of our head, and applying a little bit of pressure, just rotating the scalp around clockwise. And here, with full surrender, we just say, Mother, please establish my self-realization. Mother, please establish my self-realization. Now you can keep both your hands back on your lap, open. And we see you can keep your attention just with that place where you just placed your hands, just above your head. And in this moment, just try to observe your thoughts, but don't interact with them, don't engage with them. This might seem like a bit of a weird concept, but you can just sort of take a step back from all your thoughts and just sort of watch them, observe them, and let them pass. Now we can slowly open our eyes. And for those that just maybe joined us for this today's session, you might have observed something kind of different on your hands or even on the top of your head. You could have felt maybe a bit of a tingling sensation on the tips of your fingers or around your hands, or even a bit of a cool or warm breeze, even from the top of your head. Some experiences people feel like a sort of almost like a fountain-like thing that's coming from the top of their head, like a cool sensation. And that's just the Kundalini energy within us that's been awakened, and that's working through our subtle system. And that's just an indication of the subtle system, the Kundalini energy within us working through our different centers. And we tend to say that a cool vibration is good, but also at this stage, even warm, if you're feeling anything warm or heat or anything like that, that's still a good indication. That's telling that the Kundalini has awakened, but it's obviously working through some things that are in your body. And this is what we will talk about later on in this session, of sort of how to clear. You might have felt that actually one hand might have felt a bit warmer than the other, like say the left side or the your right hand. And this is to do with just things that are happening in our everyday life. The way we are with our emotions, with our personality. I sort of, as a personal one, like I sort of tend to feel more heat on the left side. And so I tend to need to clear that out a bit more and engage with that. So I clear that out more regularly than I do with my right side. And so that is just an indication to tell you where you need to work on And maybe if I can get one of the team to put up the chakra chart. Thank you. So you might have seen this before in previous sessions, but this is the subtle system as indicated in our body. And we have a left, right, and center channel. And you might see on the slide here that the right side, which is indicated by the yellow line running up from our body on the right side and passing through our head. So that's to do with sort of the future, overthinking, planning, all this to do with our thoughts, with our actions. So people who are a bit more right-sided, a bit more active, proactive, they're a bit more thinking about the future, but always organizing, planning, thinking ahead. This also can affect our emotions. So sometimes it can do with, it'll do with anger or aggressions, reacting to things quite easily. This is all to do with our right side. So if we're too much in our right side, we'll feel more heat on that side. And this affects our emotions as well. And the opposite is that with our left side. So the left side to do more with our past, and that's the blue line that's passing across from the left side. And this is to do more with our past, with our emotions. So if we're more attached, with our emotions, we get quite emotional with things and dealing with things from the past and always thinking about the past and just being more attached to certain things. This can affect our left side. And this is also can affect in terms of just everyday kind of life. So, maybe you're a bit more lazy or not so proactive, kind of just a bit more lethargic. Maybe in the morning you feel a bit more tired than energized. So this could also indicate that and also the heat on your left side, on your left hand. So this can indicate that there's blockages in that channel. And so obviously we can do these certain techniques that I'll show later on to help bring us into balance, because being too much in the left side or too much in the right side, that brings us out of imbalance. And this can affect our emotions, our personality, and this can drag us into really extremes of that side. So as I said, with the right side, you can get quite angry with your emotions, reacting to things. But even with the left side, that can, if you pull too much of the left side, then that can go down into depression and things like that. And it's a very it's quite a struggle to come out of those. So it's this is why we do these meditations, to help bring us back into balance, doing these different techniques and exercises to bring us back into the central. Because in the center, as this session topic indicates, we're living in the moment. So once we're back into the center, in that central channel, this is when we're in the present moment. So it's not, we're not thinking about the past or the future. We're in that present moment where we are right now, in the spontaneous moments. And this is where we start to establish the true sort of peace and calmness within us. We're not worrying about anything. We're just within ourselves, and we're detached from all the things that are surrounding us, that are mundane, that are not necessary, that are just affecting us emotionally, personally. So we want to bring that into the center, be in the present moment, and that's where we come into the state of thoughtless awareness. So we might have said that term in previous sessions. And the states of thoughtless awareness is where we, as I said before in the realization process, we're not engaging with any of our thoughts that are occurring in whatever is happening around us. We are just being in that present moment. We're detaching from ourselves, from that thought. We're observing them. One way I like to say for new people joining is that it's kind of like if you're sitting at a station and you're waiting for your train to come by, and you just see all the other trains go by, and you see the carriages going past, and you're watching it. You can just kind of pretend that each of those carriages are your thoughts, so they're passing by. And what you tend to find is that between the thoughts, there is a gap, or like a bit of a silence between those thoughts. It's not like there's a not straight away another thought starts, but there's a bit of a gap in between. And what we want to do is try fall into that gap, into that silence between those thoughts. And it might be a bit of a struggle now to try that, but the more you do the meditation, the more it actually easier becomes actually this process of flowing to thoughtless awareness. And that's like normal any other exercise they do with your muscles or your brain. It's the same with this meditation, that you keep trying this and see the difference that you feel from day 1 till day 7 and up to the 21 days that we're doing this program. You can see the difference that you felt from the beginning and from the last day. And you can see that for yourselves through the feelings, through your hands, and through your meditation itself. So I might stop talking from there a little bit, and we'll go through the actual clearing and balancing techniques. I think we've done this before with people who were in there, but we can do it again. It's always a great way to incorporate into your meditation. So one way to clear our left side out, so if you're feeling heat on your left hand, is by, as you can see maybe in the picture as well, is by placing your hand towards the ground. If you're sitting on a chair, just face it towards the ground. Don't have to have it touching the ground. And this is a way of connecting with the Mother Earth. So we're using the elements to clear our channels and our energy centers. And here, with our attention on our left hand facing the ground, we can just ask, Mother, please clear my left side. Please establish the pure desire within me. Mother, please take me away from my past, from all my thoughts of the past, all attachments, all my emotions. Please allow me to express the joy of my spirit. Now we can bring our hand back. So now that we've cleared our left side, we can work on our right side now. By doing that, we take our left hand and just raising it up with our hand above our shoulder, with the hand facing behind us. Here we're using the sky elements, the ether elements, to clear our right side. And here we can say, Mother, please clear and cool down my right channel. Please take me away from all my thoughts, from all planning and overthinking. We can bring our hand down. Now we can just see the difference in the feeling on top of our hands, the sensations that we feel. I feel that it's a lot lighter, or you can feel a more stronger, cool breeze coming from both hands, or even either one of them. So we'll play a short talk by Shrimati Nirmala Devi, who's the founder of Sahaja Yoga. And while we're just listening to the talk, again, just keep your hands open and try to keep your attention just on the top of your head in that state where we're being in this present moment now. And just, if you have any thoughts coming in that time, which again, just say to yourself, not now, not this thought. And yeah, we just listen to Shmaji's talk.
Now, all our paradoxical culture that we see around, which is really tremendous, because I don't know how we can tolerate all this. Every day you read in the newspaper, a husband kills the wife, and wife kills the husband, the children kill the parents kill the children. I mean, what's going on? Doesn't even happen among animals. Why should we become so violent? Why should we be so unnatural, devilish? Some of the things are really devilish. And persons who are good, who are righteous, are shocked by the things that are happening around. They can't understand how these things are taking place, and all the time they suffer from a sense of insecurity. All these things happen because of these chakras being out of gear. You will be amazed that they have gone so far that I don't know if you allow these things to go on, there will be a complete destruction. It is said within 10 years, 65% Americans will become schizophrenic. Can you imagine? This all comes from where? They said it comes from modern life, modern times. But who has brought the modern times? We have brought the modern times. It is our creation. We can say the media has done it, or we can blame anyone we like. But the effect is there, and a very dangerous effect of violence, of hatred. All kinds of horrible things are happening in this world. Now, what we have to see in this paradoxical culture is what is missing is they do not have the idea of truth. They don't know, we have to know the absolute truth. If we all know the same truth, there will be no quarrel, no fight, no arguments, no violence, nothing. But we don't know the absolute truth. Somebody says this is right, another says this is right, another says what's wrong? What's wrong if I kill my mother? What's wrong? How can you say what's wrong? All sorts of absurd things really are justified by this brain, human brain, at any level. So one has to think about it, why it happened. Now, when we look at anything, see now I'm sitting before you, all of you can see I'm sitting before you, there's no question, there's no argument, there's no discussion about it. In the same way, if you can know the absolute truth, all of you the same thing, there won't be any problem either. Now how will you know is on your fingertips. It's English language is very good for that, to say on your fingertips. These are our 5, 6 and 7 sympathetic centers. 5, 6 and 7 sympathetic system. The right hand is for our physical and for our mental. I mean, mental is a very disturbed word in English language. I should say for our intellect and whatever work we do through thinking and brain. And the left side is for emotions. Emotions. So we have 2 sympathetic nervous systems in our body, which are shown here clearly, and they are related to our right side and to our left side. This action through these 2 sympathetic nervous systems takes place only during emergencies. And we live with emergency. All the time in modern times we live with emergency. Thus we develop all kinds of diseases. If we could somehow or other pacify our nerves, and if we could really be in the center where we are neither in the future or in the past, we can really enjoy every moment of our life. So the second thing that happens to you is that you know the absolute truth on your fingertips. Means you know what your centers you are catching. Somebody comes and tells me, Mother, my agya is catching with this one, on the optic chiasma. Now, if you want to know what does that mean, that means, Mother, I am suffering from ego. But nobody would say that. Unless and until you can see your ego, you will never say, I am suffering from ego. A man who has ego, do you mean Hitler would say that I am suffering from ego? He wouldn't. So you have to see yourself very clearly. And once you start seeing yourself very clearly, you understand what's wrong with you. And that state comes to you very easily and as an absolute truth. You make one person sit before 10 children who are realized souls and tie up their eyes and ask them what's wrong with this person. They all will raise the same fingers. Same fingers. That means they are all telling the same thing, the same truth, the absolute truth. Sitting down here, you can find out about anyone you want to know. You want to find out about anybody who is dead. You can on your fingertips know that person, what's wrong with him. You know about yourself and you know about them. And if you know how to correct it, you have corrected yourself and you have corrected them. It looks fantastic. It appears something out of the blue, and for people it's something they can't understand. But you are that. You are that. As I told you, that we always think we are just a box. It's not so. You have all these qualities within you, but too much of ego, too much of conditioning, and also too much of mundane, superficial life that really makes it very much low, and you don't just see the superficial things. That's not so. God Almighty has created us to be very happy, very joyous people, to enter into His kingdom. Not to make us miserable, not to make us unhappy, and to divide us on different levels of mental projections. No. It is actually, in reality, we are all one part and parcel of one divine love. But that is only possible when you become the Spirit. Otherwise, it's just a sermon or a lecture. By that, you are not even connected to the all-pervading power, and you cannot find out what's wrong with you, what's wrong with others, and what's wrong with the whole world. For that knowledge to be innate within you, whatever knowledge we have is only bookish knowledge. And we really get involved into the web of words. Words. They go on reading books after books and you don't know what to do with them. They cannot see between the lines what is written. And they do not want to know because they are quite satisfied with what they are reading is according to them is the best and whatever interpretation they have is the best. But are you peaceful? Are you all right? Are you above illnesses? Are you full of compassion? Are you relaxed? No. There's something missing. Why shouldn't we have that? And that is because we have to seek. And we seek the truth. Once we seek the truth, we find it. It is necessary first to find the truth and then to talk about it. Before that, it's just a mental projection and has no meaning, just a mental feat going on. I've seen people sitting down around the table, thousands of them had such kind of experiences and discussing this and that and finding nothing. So something has to happen within us. And the happening is the awakening of this Kundalini, this force. She has to ascend through these 6 centers and pierce through fontanelle bone area to be connected to this subtle force. As this instrument has to be connected to the mains, otherwise it has no meaning. In the same way we have no meaning unless and until we are connected to that force. And this is what we have to do. It is something so simple. It has to be because it is so vital. Supposing for our breathing, we had to go to libraries to read about breathing, what would have happened to us? Today it is so vital that we should have this happening within us and that we should know ourselves, by which we should know the whole world. By knowledge, I do not mean the knowledge through books, but I am meaning the knowledge on our central nervous system. For that, in Sanskrit there are 2 words. One is Buddha, Bodh, from where the Buddha has come, Bodh. Bodh is to know everything on your central nervous system. And the second word is Vida, from which Vedas have come. And the first verse of Vedas is that by reading this book, if you do not get your self-realization, it is useless to read Vedas. Whole essence of Vedas is put there. So what we have to do is now to just to know that we have this power. It is within us and is all going to work out. Apart from that, what happens? You enter into a very miraculous world of blessings. Such blessings that you cannot explain. People write to me, Mother, this happened, that happened, and such a miracle, how I got rid of this problem and that problem. And so I told somebody, why don't you try to record them? Within 1 month, she said, they have come up to my head now. I don't know which one to record. Now, will you please, Mother, read it and tell me what to read? I said, Baba, I have no time. Traveling, I have no time. Will you please give up the idea of writing those miracles? So that's what happens. And you jump into the ocean of joy. Joy is not happiness and unhappiness. You see, when we have ego, it is pampered, we feel very happy. When it is punctured, we feel unhappy. But this is joy, that you are eternally in a state of enjoyment. And everybody can find out. Then you realize what is wrong and what is right. You develop a divine discretion. and you just drop out whatever is destructive.
So yeah, that's as Shimaji had mentioned, this clearing of our left and right side, because just through our everyday life, whatever happens, we tend to sort of swing between, like a pendulum, between our left and right side, always going through the motions of things that were happening into our everyday life. And it's very easy to fall into the reactions and the thoughts of what is happening at the moment. But at the end of the day, when you come back, it's you can really feel you feel like either drained or because of all the things that have been happening through our everyday life. And that's why we always recommend that, you know, in the morning and in the evening, you take some time just to meditate and settle yourself, connect with yourself again, and just, you know, be detached from everything that's happened already in the past and all the everyday things, and just find that moments of silence in that moments. And as Shimaji had mentioned, you know, another thing is going from our ego and superego, you know. So as you mentioned with the happiness, it's easy to feel happiness and unhappiness in that moments, but we want to establish that joy, that continuous joy, and the spontaneous joy that we feel. And it's not just a state of mind, but it's like it's the state of being. So that continues on, not just in that moment, but we feel that it sustains us through the rest of the day, that joy and that peace and the calmness. And this is why we always recommend doing the meditation, the Sahaja Yoga meditation, because it's establishing that joy within us. So whatever happens within us everyday life, we might feel something, but we can always bring ourselves back into ourselves, our inner self, and feel that joy, that calm within us. And I hope that continue for you for the next few days, going through these sessions, as you establish more of the knowledge and go deeper into your meditations. And again, try it at home and see the difference you have from day 1 up until day 21. So one, I don't know if you've gone through this already, but just finishing off with one simple technique that we use to start and end our meditations. And this is called raising our Kundalini and taking a bandhan. This is just a really nice and simple technique just to establish ourselves within that meditation and helping to raise and awaken our Kundalini within us. So we can start off by, if you just bring your left hand out, and the action is that we'll take our right hand and we'll rotate it clockwise in this direction, starting from the base of our spine, just in front of us. So we're rotating like this, and we're just slowly bringing our left hand up while our right hand is rotating around like this, bringing it up to the top of our head, and then we can tie 1 knot. Again, we repeat this another time, bringing our left hand up while our right hand is rotating around, up to the top of our head, and tying 2 knots. And then the last time, the third time, again, raising our Kundalini to the top of our head, and lastly, tie 3 knots. And now we'll take a bandhan. So this is like I guess simplest way is a protection. So this is protecting us from all the negativities that are surrounding us, all the imbalances, and this just keeps us in that state of meditation. So we'll take our right hand and starting from the left side of our body, we'll cross over our whole body like a rainbow to the right side, and then bring it back again to on top of our head. And we can repeat this 7 times. So now you can incorporate that into your daily meditations. So now you've got your raising cooling taking one done, you've gone through the realization process, and now you've also done the balancing clearing technique. So now you can incorporate those into your everyday meditation, and see how you feel in the morning as well, and in the evening, just for a few minutes, 10-15 minutes, and see the difference that you feel from the day, from the beginning and the end as well. And I'll love to see you all back here again tomorrow and continuing on for the next 21 days. So I'll pass it back to Sadhna.
Thank you so much, Kari, for that beautiful meditation and for sharing your knowledge of all these clearing techniques. Balance is definitely one of those foundation meditations of Sahaja Yoga that we really encourage you to try at home, as Kari has said. So just in case you're not on the group chat, we'll put up the link for the WhatsApp group chat, just if you have any questions, or if you're able to receive some more updates throughout our 21 days. I did want to share another resource with you today, so I'll just share my screen. So here we go. Yep. So we've got our 21 days of meditation course. We scroll all the way down to resources. I wanted to show you the beginner's guide to Sahaja Yoga meditation. In case you haven't looked at this already, especially being on day 4, you might understand a bit more of what's in here. So I'll just click on here. Can you see the PDF? Has it opened up? Kari, do you want to give me a thumbs up if you can see it or not? Yep, beautiful. Thanks. Just wanted to make sure. So this is the beginner's guide to meditation, and it's quite lengthy, but if you wanted to find out more about a specific area that we've been talking about, we've got information about Shri Mataji if you want to know more about her. And we've also got information on all of the chakras over here. And there's the balancing the left and right side. So that's what Kari went through now. And we will move on to the foot soaking and other techniques next week. But this might just be a good way for you to have some, a little bit of reading if you've got some downtime and if you're interested. So I thought I'd share that with you today. Hopefully you'll have time to be able to go through that. Awesome. So tomorrow we will have Lehman presenting, and he will take us through a session on how to improve our attention, as our attention is often affected by a fast-paced world and the lifestyle all around us, work, kids, whatever you have. Life is usually very busy. So tomorrow will be a great session. So thank you so much for joining us. Did anybody have any questions or experiences to share at all? Or has anyone actually tried meditating at home, like using these techniques that we've showed you, maybe in the morning or in the evening before bed? Just interested to see what's happening with everyone. You can write in the chat, or you can say as usual, if you want to unmute yourself, you can.
Hi, this is Prasad here from Sydney. So I tried this in the morning.
Oh, yeah. That's great, Prasad. Which meditation did you do in the morning? Did you just have music, or one of the realizations or balancing?
I did a realization balancing.
Yeah.
So I tried that this morning. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then I felt similar, cool, the way I felt yesterday evening.
Yeah. So you felt cool again this morning, even by yourself when you did it alone?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. That's really good to hear. And how long was your meditation in the morning?
It's about 5 minutes.
Okay. And did you find that meditation sort of helped you throughout the day? Was it different to other days when you don't meditate, or was it similar?
I haven't noticed during a day. Maybe like tomorrow I'll observe.
Of course. It's only the first time. So yeah.
It was like a regular day. I didn't try to really think from that perspective.
Yeah.
But I'll observe tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, awesome. That's really good. I'm really happy to hear that you're also doing it in the morning, because we definitely encourage, if you can do it once a day, that's great. If you can do it twice a day, that's even better. So we start you off with once a day, but you're doing twice, so that's great. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Prasad.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone
Thanks,
else?
Karthika.
Give it a moment. No, that's all right. Well, I would encourage everyone to try meditating depending on your time zone, on the opposite time of what we have now, morning or night, just 5 minutes yourself, and see if you have any difference in your day, or see if it's easier for you or more difficult having us there or not, or if you're happy to do it yourself. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow. See ya.